We often replay conversations in our minds because the mind does not easily accept what has already happened. Someone says something hurtful, we respond imperfectly, or an important conversation ends without the words we wish we had spoken. Later, the mind returns to the scene, changing the sentences, imagining better responses, and asking what the other person really meant. It creates an invisible conversation that may continue for hours or even days. But the original event is no longer happening. What is happening now is memory being recreated in the present. The suffering comes not only from what was said, but from repeatedly bringing the experience back into consciousness and treating it as though it were happening again. From a Buddhist perspective, this is closely connected with attachment to the past. The mind believes that if it examines the conversation one more time, it will somehow find resolution. Perhaps it wants to prove that we were right, discover where we went wrong, understand the other person's intention, or imagine what would have happened if we had answered differently. Yet this kind of thinking rarely produces genuine understanding. Instead, it strengthens the mental habit of returning to the same object. The more we rehearse the conversation, the more emotionally real it becomes. We are no longer simply remembering an event, we are continually feeding it with attention, interpretation, and emotion. A useful practice is to recognize the moment when replay begins and quietly say to yourself, "This has already happened." Do not argue with the memory and do not force yourself to forget it. Simply recognize what is occurring. Notice the thoughts as thoughts, the emotions as emotions, and the sensations in the body as sensations. If there is something genuinely useful to learn from the conversation, learn it once. Perhaps you need to apologize, establish a boundary, communicate more clearly, or change something in your own behavior. Then allow the lesson to remain while letting the mental replay go. Buddhism does not ask us to become indifferent to our mistakes or to ignore difficult experiences. It teaches us to learn from experience without becoming imprisoned by it. There is a quiet freedom in understanding that you do not need to win an argument that is happening only inside your mind. You do not need to find the perfect sentence you should have spoken yesterday. You do not need to make another person understand you in your imagination. The past cannot be edited through repeated thinking. What can be changed is the way you meet the present moment. When the conversation returns, breathe, recognize it, and gently come back to what is actually here. Over time, the mind learns that not every thought deserves another thought. Some experiences are meant to teach us, not to accompany us forever.